Hello and welcome along to another Where's My KitBag podcast featuring your lovely media technicians of the Sixth Form College Farnborough. It's me, James. And me, James. It's just me on my own today. Everyone has deserted me for various other things that they've got going on. Bless them. So you're just stuck with little old me, filling you in with all the stuff that's been happening around the department this week. So without further ado, let's kick things off with a little bit of Techno News. So, TechNet News this week. If you missed it, the TEA Fair was happening literally today as I was recording this in the Sports Hall. Hopefully you made it along to chat about all the kind of various employment and apprenticeship options. I got one of our lovely friends over in the careers department, Fliss, to drop off some of the slightly more media-based apprenticeship things, and I've put loads of booklets out in the corridor in the media and film department, so please feel free to go and grab yourself one as you go. Our YouTube feature this week is a YouTuber called Vince Opera. So do feel free to make sure to check him out. According to our lovely newsletter, they are an 18-year-old online entrepreneur, creative person, and watch enthusiast. They make videos about how to build an online business, how to build and monetize a personal brand, and how to create better content. So that's quite good for those of you who are looking to maybe start going freelance after college, or maybe if you want to start going freelance now, might be a very good channel to check out. As usual, we've got our media magazine feature on the right hand side. This time a lovely picture of Joker to either scare you or enthuse you, either way round. That is on there for you to look at. Simply just click on the link and use the username and password on the newsletter. Our lovely second year C-Tech student Tom Bill is basically trying to find people who have an interest in hosting or presenting. Now I can notice his company's called Studio 3 Pictures, so I'm really hoping that's named after our very own radio studio, Studio 3. So they're looking for people to work on an upcoming marketing project. So if you would like to get involved with that, you can track down at Studio 3, the number, pictures on Instagram. So feel free to drop them a direct message, or instead you can email Tom Bill direct at contact@tombill.co.uk. So some more opportunities for you to explore there. As usual, there's quite a lot of upcoming lectures and seminars available to you, as well as quite a lot of industry news too. So make sure to click on all those links. The feature of the newsletter this week is the Netflix production called The House, which you can click on there. Looks like a lovely animated project. Not quite sure if it's stop motion or not. I've not personally seen it yet. So if you have any thoughts or opinions on that, then please drop us an email, technet@farnborough.ac.uk. As usual, let us know what you think. If you've got a suggestion for what should be on the banner, then please let us know. I've already seen Carolina working on the next week's edition of the good old TechNet newsletter, and I've had a sneaky peek at that film already, and I think it's quite a good one. So hopefully you will agree with us as well. So that's pretty much it on the TechNet news front. If, of course, you want any articles featured on our TechNet newsletter, then please either drop by the edit suite and chat to one of the three of us, or, of course, ping us an email on our TechNet email address. And as always, you can also track us down on Instagram and Twitter as well at F6 Media Film. Just drop us a message. We will happily reply at some point. So with that all TechNet news out the way, let's move on to a little bit of the joys of Tracks of the Week. So, Tracks of the Week this week, fairly straightforward. I have found some songs which I very much enjoy as usual, and of course you can listen to all of these and more on our Spotify playlist. So the first one of note, which I picked up first last week, because of course we should have had a podcast last week, but it was of course interview day, so everything got taken over by interviewing the brand new Year 11s who are all fresh face and looking rather lovely, and kind of really amped to learn. It's quite nice to see in general. Otherwise, I interviewed quite a few people. It was quite good fun, actually. I'd happily interview more. But you never know. They'll come my way eventually. So the first track is a artist called The Knox, featuring another artist called Powers in block capital letters. I'm not sure if I need to shout it or not. And it is a song called Classic. And it's such a great bop. I just can't get over that I've not heard this song before. So when I started playing it in the office, I'm like, Steve, you heard this song? It's absolutely great. And then Steve just turns around. Yeah, it was in Madden NFL 2018 or something. I was just like, and then all my joy was, eeped away from me quite instantaneously. But either way, the song is an absolute bop. It's so jazzy. It's so upbeat and poppy. I know it's a few years old, but it's an absolute belter. So that is The Knox featuring Powers, and the song is called Classic. The second one, which seems, I believe, to be at the moment Radio 1's track of the week, I think this week on Greg James's show, which I heard last week, ahead of the curve for me, go me, is Disclosure with Zedd, and the probably longest song title we've ever had on this podcast. You've got to let go if you want to be free. If you're a fan of Disclosure, it's very Disclosure-y with kind of Zedd's kind of, electro influences coming in over the top. The two of them have wanted to work together for absolutely ages. And this is a real good testament to how it all kind of merges together, which is really nice. Like I said, if you like Disclosure, if you like Zedd, you're going to love it. It's kind of got, kind of early kind of Latch vibes maybe, but without, the kind of... whilst his chops his vocals over the top of it, who obviously singing on Latch originally, Sam Smith, there it is. So it's very Disclosure-esque. I think there's more Disclosure than there is Zedd, personally for me, but I love both of them because they're great. So highly recommend checking that out. Super chill vibes. Imagine you've got a convertible car, it's a sunny day, you're driving along near the beach, the roof goes down, this song comes blaring out, boom, what a vision. That is exactly what you need with this one. So that's Disclosure with Zedd, You've Got to Let Go If You Want to Be Free, and then The Knox featuring Powers and Classic are being added to the Spotify playlist, which, if I check it at the moment, I think is quite healthy. In terms of how many songs are actually on it. We're up to 175. That is impressive. That's a lot of music to check out. Quite a lot. Actually, 174. For some reason, I've put Started Up by Georgia in twice. What an absolute madman. So that can definitely be taken off this playlist. So apart from that, make sure that you obviously subscribe to the Spotify playlist, and it'll get updated each and every week with our brand new songs. So with that in mind, now I've waffled about some music, now I can go waffle about on what have I been watching this past week. So the first one on the hit list is obviously the TV show Snowpiercer. It was our header feature on the TechNet newsletter the other week. So it is it's a really good TV show. If you've seen the film, I personally prefer the Snowpiercer film over the top of the TV show. But that's only because I saw the film first, like quite a few years ago. I think back in like 2015, 16 or so, I think I caught it. And I really loved the film. And then the TV show came out. I was like, okay, I'm intrigued by this. So I gave it a whirl when season 1 came out. Thought, you know what, it's good. I like the premise is there. Obviously, it's got the basis of the original Snowpiercer film, which is all about the kind of world has been plunged into an Arctic tundra, my kind of, personal heaven, and humanity is staying alive on a giant train, essentially is the premise of Snowpiercer. And obviously, they've got like an entire kind of, ecosystem on the train. They've got a whole hierarchical structure on the train, going from the upper class all the way to the working class at the bottom of the tree. So it's the TV show took a totally different direction, which I quite liked. Season 1 and Season 2 I was really on board with. Introduced some new characters into Season 2, which I wasn't expecting. And then Season 3 came along, and for me it started really abruptly. It assumed you watched Season 2 like yesterday, and obviously I watched it like a year ago. So I was going in a bit kind of like, I don't remember any of this happening. So that was kind of a bit of a shock to the system. But now sort of seeing how the storylines are progressing and seeing how the kind of narrative multi-stranded arcs are kind of coming together is really quite nice to see how that's going. So far, I've seen, I think, the first 2-3 episodes of Season 3. It's coming out weekly on Tuesdays on Netflix, so if you're interested in catching up, you can, but then it'll be like, traditional watching, seeing it come through every week. The other the other film I've managed to catch is a Netflix film called Home Team. Now, I was hoping to talk to Steve about this, being, our NFL correspondent, but it is basically the story of how the New Orleans Saints head coach Sean Payton, who was suspended from the NFL for various different things, and then ended up coaching his son's American football team during his 1-year suspension. So it's quite an interesting film, quite good. Played by Kevin James, the main character, Sean Payton. So I was going in quite apprehensive, I'll be honest, with Kevin James's previous accolades. But in all honesty, it was a really well put together film. It was quite heartfelt at points. I feel there was a right balance between comedy and seriousness. Obviously, it's produced by Adam Sandler's production company, Happy Madison. So it's you're kind of going like, oh, this is going to be like Stepdads or Grown Ups or something. But it's really not. It's really quite a well portrayed story. Kevin James acts pretty damn well, in all honesty, in it. And it's quite a good little sort of like heartfelt family kind of vibe going on. Of course, if you like the NFL and American football, it'll obviously appeal to you far more. Of course, if you know the sort of backstory, because it was based on a true story, so it's. So if that's where you're kind of coming from, it will be a lot easier for you to kind of get and understand and see where everything's going from. But overall, I was very pleasantly surprised by it. What would I give it out of 10? A good question. Probably a solid 7 or 7.5. In all honesty, it's pretty good. So, some of the kids are quite funny in it. So there's some good up and coming talent coming through that way. But yeah, if there's a particular film or TV show or something else you want us to watch and give our sort of media technician eye on, then as always, get in touch with us over at the old TechNet page. Just drop us an email, technet@farnborough.ac.uk, or indeed feel free to pop in the edit suite and have a little natter, unless obviously we're helping a student doing some VFX, which seems to be our lives at the moment. But if in doubt, you can of course come and troubleshoot with us whenever you like. Otherwise, on the sort of TechNet email front, as I'm literally just opening up to see if I need to do any convenient shout outs to anyone that has emailed us, I'm padding while I'm waiting for the email to load. Molly McGuinness, one of our first years, let us know from a few podcasts ago about their favourite superpower, or the superpower they would get: telekinesis or super speed. Excellent choices, Molly. I mean, you can't really beat super speed. Telekinesis is my pick. The best pick. So if you want to get in touch with us about anything we chat about or waffle about in this podcast, drop us an email. You'll get yourself a nice cheeky little shout out. So that's about it. it's a quick little update for you. I feel I've managed to pad this out for 15 minutes. I'm quite impressed with myself talking nonsensically into the ether. But then I used to do it on radio shows a long time ago. So I've been James. I've been your media technician podcaster for the day. As always, get in touch with us. Let us know what's going on. If you want us to plug things, talk about stuff, or indeed you want to give us your feedback and thoughts, then, like always, get in contact with us. And we'll be back next week for another Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Bye-bye.